So welcome back to today's broadcast. In fact, it is the end of Nigeria, the final division and the restructure of Nigeria. Just make sure to watch this video to the end so that for you to understand things that is happening in Nigeria as it is. It is a very powerful conference that they hold in the north, and where they are discussing how they want to divide the country and how they want to restructure also the country. They have now started placing places how they will restructure the country, and it is a very powerful debate where the north, the Fulanis and the Hausas is now debating and having serious arguments between themselves, who that is terrorizing Nigeria and who that is the main terrorist in the country, and what led to this issue of brainwashing of them using religion or not religion. In fact, it is a serious issue going on in this video. Make sure to watch it so that for you to understand things happening in Nigeria. You know, time have come for the Hausas, the co-Hausas, the main Hausa. Time have come for them to start speaking. Those days have gone when they will come out, they would call them Hausa Fulani. Inside the Hausa Fulani, then you will see many of them having posts or having anything. You will be controlling by the Fulanis. But the main people that owns the land, then they will be there begging, they will be there screaming and be there running aramajiri on the streets, begging people and claiming that they want to see their God in heaven. But in this video, it's a very serious thing. A very, very serious thing. The way they are saying that there are no more having, they want to abolish that idea of aramajiri and also to abolish the caliphate of the north. But it's a very serious debate going on right now in the north. Just watch by yourself so that for you to understand things happening in the country. As about to watch, like, subscribe and share for everyone to see things happening in Nigeria.
That is why when we came in, I saw the proposal of Rima region, Dala region, while the Igala are claiming Igala region, the Yoruba are claiming Yoruba region, the Ijo are claiming Ijo region. Why don't we have Hausa region, the most populated tribe in Nigeria? It can never be possible. Dala region has now switched to Hausa region. There is nothing like Dala region. It's Hausa region, which comprise Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, and Kaduna State. That is all about.
While remaining one Nigerian federation, the Assembly proposed 80% of revenue generated within a region should remain there.
And observe that while you as an ordinary man calling people pagan, Arna, for what purpose? Where did you get your own Islamic knowledge?
On disputed territories, the Assembly said unresolved boundary questions could ultimately be decided through referendums.
Religion is personal. Your ancestry is necessary. I'm a purely Hausa. There is no any way that I can digress and claim to be a Fulani man. I'm a purely Hausa by tribe, not Fulani. Hausa by tribe.
The regions will have substantial control over their internal affairs. You see the thing.
Hausa people, boys, need to be heard. Nigerians' attention has to turn and rescue the Hausa people. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Now, this is a communique, so I don't want to have any issues with that. So let me say it the way it is outlined. The Concerned Citizen Assembly on Restructuring of Nigeria has now concluded, and its outcome is significant. So finally, Nigeria is heading towards restructuring. What an irony. Well, it's better today is still early to swallow the humble pie and do the correct thing. These are something that that was proposed decades ago. But because there is foreign interference and people that felt that they have advantage over millions of Nigerians, that's why this thing was not done. So, but Takabubo, they are coming out today to say that, okay, let's see if we can restructure Nigeria. I've been saying this thing that finally that is how it's going to end. It is either at worst case scenario, restructuring, or separation. Separation, widely acceptable that it is the best, but just that some few people are still blocking it. And the international politics behind it, people have already known who and who is doing these things. But in this video, we are going to go deep into this discussion, especially the outcome of that conference for restructuring and the regionalization of Nigeria. So let's go into the outcome of that. Now, this is a communique, so I don't want to have any issues with that. So let me say it the way it is outlined. The Concerned Citizen Assembly on Restructuring of Nigeria has now concluded, and its outcome is significant. And its outcome is significant. That is, yeah, we put it there. It's strong, well. So make you follow me, listen to the outcome, how they want to do this country. So the Assembly's final communique called the Nigeria to be restructured into 17 autonomous federated regions. So they want Nigeria to go into 17 regions. Probably let's hear and find out the reason why it is like that. Maybe to solve one or two problems of ethnicity. But the major thing, we are coming to that. Let's listen. So 17 autonomous federated regions with substantial powers transferred from Abuja to the regions. So it's no longer making Abuja to be too attractive, like in US, which that they are practicing through federalism. The state has much power to do whatever they want, the laws and everything. It's like that in Nigeria, but the state there has more power and control. So the main outcome now is 17 autonomous regions were proposed, including Igbo, Yoruba, Ijaw, Rivers, Niger, Plateau, Hausa, Kanem, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Bendel, Lower Benue, Savannah, Gurara, and others. You hear? The regions will have substantial control over their internal affairs. You see the thing? They will have substantial control over their internal affairs. And I know, in fact, let's listen. Let me not run faster than my shadow. Let's follow it consequentially. Okay? So the regions would have substantial control over their internal affairs while remaining one Nigerian federation. The Assembly proposed 80% of revenue generated within a region should remain there. 80% of the revenue generated should remain there. Then with 20% going to the federal center. 20% going to the federal center. They hear them. And it called for regional police, with the federal government retaining responsibility for national defense and external security. Then it proposed abolishing the concurrent legislative list. Concurrent legislative list, abolishing it. That is leaving most powers outside the federal government, specifically enumerated responsibilities to the regions. Concurrent lists now, the law that, that you can make under federal can make it, state can also make it. So they are abolishing it out of the whole system. Then each region would have its own regional constitution. You have your own regional constitution operating within the Nigerian federal constitution. Why they are doing this thing, they need to tear down that federal constitution because that constitution has so many issues. People have been saying it. Then, let's continue. It's quite interesting. So each region would have its own regional constitution operating within the Nigerian federal constitution. On disputed territories, the assembly said unresolved boundary questions could ultimately be decided through referendums. Unresolved boundaries can be ultimately decided through referendum. That's all this that we are Igbos in River State. We say we don't want time. We want day with our brothers. We are Okwani. We are Ika. We say no, we don't want day that side or make we day with our brothers. Everything will be resolved. You decide where you want to go, which people you want to belong. You see, the actual democracy is quite interesting. If not that the British people came and do this thing and, mumble everything together. Then, let's continue. It specifically stressed that restructuring is not intended to break up Nigeria. We could get patient though, because that restructuring is not to break up Nigeria, but to create a more autonomous federation. These things are coming from News Agency of Nigeria. Then, minority rights. Minority rights would have to be protected within the proposed regions. If minority decide to stay, anywhere they decide to stay, their rights must be protected. They should know how to rotate their power. That power rotation, written. There should be written rotation of power system so that it will be touching everybody. If you like, we'll go there and mess up. Then, one interesting development inside it is that there appears to have been a progression during the summit. Reports initially spoke of 15 proposed federating regions. But the final communique increased the proposed to 17, following approval of the Upper Aba region and the splitting of Plateau, Gurara into Plateau and Gurara. So, you've heard it. Your contribution is vital in this discussion, and if you have not subscribed to Yanga Life channel, click on the subscription button, notification bell, like our videos, and don't forget to share them. Now we are going to go into some of the highlights of that discussion. Well, it's not a day discussion, but just some few highlights coming from that discussion so that, you feel like you are part of the discussion. So let's go.
The second person to speak from the region is Malam Abib Yusuf Sudangi. So please, make your speech.
Fellow Nigerians, distinguished delegate from all states across Nigeria, good afternoon. My own here is observation about what my presenter present to you now. Our region is facing challenges. The issue of insecurity, the issue of Almajiri School, which was failed to address by our leaders till today or till tomorrow. Why? Because most of the victims of Almajiri School are Hausa children. And actually the leaders who are representing the region are Fulani by origin. So it was not even clear or to notice what the Hausa people, what is their grievances, what is their pain regard to Almajiri system education, which was ingrained in our people's mind through brainwash. Because Almajiri School was the system that if you study here, it will benefit you in the hereafter. But Western education can only benefit you here. And maybe you are only to spend 100 years here on 8. So Almajiri system of learning is more important than Western education that was addressed by our people and embedded in their mind. How are we going to abolish this system? You went to Almajiri school. Nigeria is a secular state. You don't have the certificate. Who will employ you? Nobody. So actually, I'm speaking here mostly on behalf of the Hausa people, which have been marginalized long time before. We are not here seeking for division. We are here for justice. We are here for alliance. We are here for equity. We are here for how our people will be restructured first. Before even Nigeria was restructured, let's look at the Hausa region, which was well developed in terms of everything before even the caliphate. Hausa people was advanced long time before the caliphate. Talk less of the caliphate, which come just yesterday. The history of Hausa people, Hausa rulers, are more than 1,000 years. From Kano, from Gobir, from Zazzau, Jigawa, there are so many Hausa kings which was not longer be had. Their history is almost being erased. We need support of Nigerians of that, because we are here for justice. Hausa people need the attention of all Nigerians, because I'm not even start to discuss about the insecurity that is ravaging the region, advancing to the southwest. Kwara State is affected. Oyo State recently, Ogomosho is affected. There are some students that has been kidnapped for almost 40 days. And most of the perpetrators of this evil are Fulanis. They are not foreigners. Nobody will tell us they are foreigners. No, they are Fulanis. We need to address this. The Hausa people are silent because many of them attended Almajiri school, which has been embedded in their mind, as I speak earlier before, that Almajiri education is what will support them in here and the hereafter. How can Almajiri system will support you in here and hereafter while you are begging on the street? How? Can somebody explain this thing to me? It was embedded in our people's mind through brainwash long time before. So we are here to cry on behalf of the entire Hausa people who have been marginalized for a long time. Their cry has not been heard because most of the leaders that are governing them are not Hausa by tribe. So we are calling for unity. We believe in unity. Hausa people can coexist with any tribe in Nigeria. So, but their voice is no longer being heard. We are shoe shiner. We are tea vendor. Any petty business our Hausa people are doing it. How are we going to actualize them? How are they going to be advanced? After you graduated from Almajiri school, you'll be seeing them climb a trailer to Lagos, looking for survival, because the condition of the North did not favor them. The Hausa person that is staying in Imo State is more peaceful than the Hausa man that is staying in Katsina now. And unfortunately, the hatred, the extremism has to be abolished, which lead to terrorism. Religious Islam recognize all religions. Islam call Christian as Ahlul Kitab, people of the book. So there is no compulsion in religion. The first place that the prophet companions migrated to is Abyssinia. They were welcome and accommodated in church when they was tormented in Mecca. If a prophet can observe that, why you as an ordinary man calling people pagan, arna, for what purpose? Where did you get your own Islamic knowledge? Nigeria is a secular nation which needs attention of every Nigerian, irrespective of religion. Religion is personal. Your ancestry is necessary. I'm a purely Hausa. There is no any way that I can digress and claim to be a Fulani man. I'm a purely Hausa by tribe, not Fulani, Hausa by tribe. So we must learn and how to coexist with each other, irrespective of religion. That is why when we came in, I saw the proposal of Rima region, Dala region, while the Igala are claiming Igala region, the Yoruba are claiming Yoruba region, the Ijo are claiming Ijo region. Why don't we have Hausa region, the most populated tribe in Nigeria? It can never be possible. Dala region has now switched to Hausa region. There is nothing like Dala region. It's Hausa region, which comprise Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, and Kaduna State. That is all about. Hausa people voice need to be heard. Nigerians' attention has to turn and rescue the Hausa people. Thank you once again.
From Caliphate region. I am not here to attack or to back anybody, but I am here to suggest and ask. The gentleman that stand here condemning all the Fulani, and he is from Dala region, where the leaders of all the cities of Dala Fulani, or I say the most leaders are Fulani. I know in every religion, in every tribe, in every language, there are good people and the bad people. You are not supposed to condemn the tribe by the mistake of some of them. Not all the Fulani are bad. There are bad Fulani, but there are good Fulani. Even our former president Muhammad Buhari is Fulani. Sanusi Lami Sanusi, the emir of Kano, is Fulani. So why are you condemning Fulani? Say all the Fulani are bad. That is my suggestion. And my question here is that how can you say your region supposed to be Hausa? Why not Hausa Fulani? Because
please.
Give me the mic. Hello, Nigerians. Please listen to me. Listen to me. Listen attentively. The Hausa people are awakening. Nobody can sit down and talk on Hausa people again. We must address the issue. This is our time. I'm here for Hausa Renaissance. The Hausa people are awakening. That Almajiri system of learning must be abolished. Nigerians should support that because it was defeated.
It's not supposed to be. Wait, give me. Hello? Chair, please sit. Hello? From what we heard, there was no condemnation of a race called Fulani. The presenter presented what their region wants. There is no cause for one to assume or stretch it to the point that he accused one region against another. Please. So I want you to take that note because we are observing. Thank you.
No, he said he cast aspersions on Fulani. Let me tell you, he said it, that they are all terrorists or something like that. And that's correct. That is definitely incorrect. Well, delegates, intellectuals are here. Good afternoon all. We're here for a very important conference to discuss, to dialogue and to see how to restructure Nigeria and move this great country forward in unity, mutual respect, and cooperation. But unfortunately, by some, narrations and discussions of our people here, this very important conference is being degenerated into ethnic jingoism. It's really, really unfortunate. Most importantly, that regions are even named after tribes, or after, ethnicity. Whether, it's the Yoruba region, the Ijo region, the Hausa region, and the rest. What is most important for us in the issue of restructuring this country is how we can move our people forward into development and prosperity. I came here to discuss the fact that restructuring is about producing more food for this country. Whether it's cocoa, whether it's cassava, whether it's rice, producing more cement for this country. Producing, steel, constant electricity, and all those resources that are required to transform the Almajiri system of education. That's what we're here for. So please, as far as the issue of insecurity is concerned, and as spoken to by some gentlemen here, even the insecurity in the Northwest or in North Central is being conducted by a small group of Hausa Fulani criminals. It's only one tribe. If, for example, you want to point fingers to Fulanis, who are the informants? Who supplies the bullets? Where are the markets? Who are the main economy of the banditry system? It's the Hausas. So it's a joint thing of those who should be named as it is, a group of criminals involved in bringing insecurity in this country. And for the lady there, Mama, that has the effrontery to say that they should abolish the caliphate, please, we are not here for that kind of discussion. You have no right. And I repeat, you have no right for a region that have chosen a name for themselves, and you come here and tell them it should be abolished. Did we ask for abolishment of your own region? Please don't do that. We are here for discussions, we are here for dialogue, and then we move this forward to the next stage of either National Assembly, the executive, or whatever. Please, let's speak on unity, common purpose, and shared prosperity. Please, not ethnic jingoism. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. This conference, this meeting, I should call it a meeting, because it is a meeting. Starting from a meeting, you enter to a conference. Already is a conference. It is very, very powerful, very interesting. And very, very interesting, because time have come that the Hausas, they have now start opening their eye. Their eye is now opening gradually, because this system they find themselves in. How can somebody tells you that you should not go to school? That Western education is a sin, is against the God that will send you to heaven. That you need to go to Aramajiri. After Aramajiri, then you go out there and start doing shoemaker and start begging, doing other things. After you die, you are going to benefit in heaven. Then the next minute you will see them terrorizing everywhere and they destroying life and property in the name of anger, that people don't want to accept their religion. In fact, what the religion has done in this country, it is beyond repair. Mostly this issue of Islamism, what they have done in this country, it is beyond repair. Time have come when people will start understanding this issue of religion. When you are into any religion, every religion have problem, but the side where there is a problem, try to remove it and now fix the side where there is a good part of it. Because any religion that promotes violence, that religion need to abolish. Any religion that promotes violence, that promotes killing of people, and that promotes terrorism, that is not a religion. That is a terrorist act or a terrorist religion. So in this art of Islam, somehow, we don't used to condemn them totally, but we used to condemn them at times. Because if you go to every country you go today, every state you go today, any place where there is a lot of them, Islam, and they also mix with Christians, you used to find them claiming to become the leader and also claiming that the other people become infidel. Just like what Jingoi, the other man, just said at the EPC conference, where he claimed that Nigeria is an Islamic state, that Christianity is an infidel, that Christians don't even need to speak when there is Fulani or when there is Muslim talking, that a Muslim ticket is allowed, but Christian is not allowed, that Nigeria is Islamic state. All those type of statements and all those type of things, whenever you go down and listen to it, you start thinking that those people, there is a place they are coming from and they have a mindset. They have one kind of mindset that they are in charge of everything. No matter whatever you are doing, you are just doing it for yourself. Everything is just issue of time. When the time comes, they will remove you or they will unalive you and put the person they want to put. After all, you don't even need to leave. You don't need to leave. The issue of Hausa Fulani, the way they raise the issue at their conference there, before you know, they start having some issues, some quarrel from back and front issue everywhere. And that is the way, and that is how it used to be every time. Now, they have now started waking up, the Hausas. Now they want to start controlling their own region by themselves. They want to start controlling their own region. This issue of jihadists and this issue of war, during Usman Dan Fodio, when they say that they conquer you in a war, it is very, very hard for you to rise up again. Since they conquer the men outside, the co-outside, in the war, in the jihadist war, and we don't see it. We don't see them rising up again. Even though this one they are trying to abolish or speaking the issue of abolishing caliphate. I don't see that happen. They cannot abolish caliphate because that caliphate you are seeing, it is the mantle that their forefather gave to them. The Usman Dan Fodio, their forefather gave to them. So it is generation that have that seat, and it is a symbol of the place they gain independence they fought for. So they fought for that place, and that place is their heart, the base where their heart is. That is why you see them controlling that caliphate, and they are using it to control other parts of the northern region. So for Hausas to wake up today and say they want to abolish that caliphate or they want that caliphate to end, it is very difficult. In fact, it will even resort to another war. And that issue of another war will cause a lot of blood in the land. And as for now, nobody wants to go to war with anybody. And the thing that is happening in Nigeria is already a war. Then now coming openly full, saying that you want to fight another war, it is something else. So nobody wants that, and nobody wants to go into war with anybody this time, because if you eventually go to any war with anybody this time, it will become too much bloodly, and to survive it, I don't think if the country will survive it again. The one they fought is very, very serious or very, very bloody. But this one, it will become over bloody if they try it. Then this issue of tribalism, ethnicity, religion, and other things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them that time will come when the Hausas will understand what they are doing and where they are. And then when they start understanding it, by then, time will not be on their side anymore. Now look at it. There is nothing like Hausa in the land. Once every state you go today, it is being controlled by the Fulanis. Be you local government, be you governor, be you any seat at all, is being controlled by the Fulanis. But the people who is now carrying plates, walking around the streets, begging, and they do all other things, they had the Hausas, they had the Aramajiri, they are there causing trouble everywhere. But the people that is leading them, they went to school, they went to Western education, they went to Oxford University, they went the highest university in this world. In fact, they are going to the best university. But at the end, they will be telling you that once you do Aramajiri, after then you are going to make heaven. After you make earth, you're going to make heaven. All those things is just washing brain. They wash your brain, and at the end you start doing what is not right. In fact, it's very, very serious. I would like your comment and like, subscribe, and share for everyone to see what is happening. And I will suggest the best solution to the nation is total division. If not, this issue of quarreling everywhere, buying of people everywhere, and ransacking villages everywhere will not end. It will not end. The only solution is division. Let the people to be. Those who want to be. Those who want to be with the caliphate, then be with the caliphate. It is not by force to be together.